Welcome back to Hamtainment. Now, before we begin this video, of course, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notification for every time I upload a video. Like, come on, man, let's do it. Like if you enjoy what I'm doing here, you enjoy my little Twitch videos, you enjoy our sports podcast, these kinds of reviews, hit the subscribe button. You will not be disappointed, and it's free. Just do it. Alright, but let's get to the video. We're going to talk about She-Hulk Episode 1. Now, this will be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen She-Hulk Episode 1, leave now before you get spoiled.
Oh. Feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die.
Alright, so if you've been watching the trailers for this show before it came out, you had low expectations of this show, like I did. And the trailers did this show quite an injustice because Episode 1, I actually quite enjoyed it. I know places like IGN gave it an 8 out of 10, which I think is a very fair assessment of this first episode. I quite enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the whole Jessica Walters doing the third person as she's prepping for her trial. And, of course, people in that show knows that she's a Hulk already. And she basically tells the audience, let us go back in time to see how she became the Hulk. Now, if you know, she breaks the third person in the comic books like she does in the show. Her and Deadpool are one of the few characters that actually do that. Deadpool more often because he's crazy. I honestly don't know why she breaks the fourth wall like that, to be honest, because she doesn't seem crazy like Deadpool is, but it's something she does in the comic books and she does it here in the show, and it's a good way to basically go back in time to see how she became a Hulk. And it's basically her and Bruce going on a road trip, a vacation, I believe. Then this Sicarian alien ship drops out of nowhere. Bruce says he's going to deal with it later. I don't think we're ever going to see the reason for why that ship dropped in the first place, but whatever. It basically causes an accident, which causes both of them to be injured. And as she's pulling Bruce out of the car, Bruce's blood seeps into one of her open wounds, and she transforms into Hulk. And I think that was actually pretty good how they did it, like how it's shot, how she's very wary. She doesn't know what's happening because everything's happening so fast. Car accident, transformation. She's freaking out, so she doesn't really know that she's the Hulk until later on, where Bruce tells her, "My blood got into your system, and now you have gamma radiation, and now you are the Hulk." And it kind of explains, they kind of loosely explain like. Her blood and Bruce's blood are unique, so it could synthesize the gamma radiation, which is why she could transform and not die from such a lethal injection of gamma radiation, which, if you know, should kill most people. But Bruce and her are very special, and it kind of also proves because she says her blood is, or she's better than Bruce, and he says it's not better, different, which explains kind of like throughout this whole show, you kind of see that she's a prodigy, like the whole sequence with Bruce like testing out like if she could control her Hulk side, and basically he has like a whole syllabus of his 15-year journey of how he became from Bruce Banner into the Hulk into now what he calls himself the Smart Hulk, which I thought that joke was pretty funny. He's like, I'm the Smart Hulk. He's like, I didn't choose a name, which is basically meaning that the comics chose his name for him. Like he didn't pick the name, so I thought that was pretty funny. But all in all, just like how she's been a prodigy and she's like mastering everything like off the bat, and like the comedic timing with her and Bruce, I think were absolutely fantastic. Like the fact that Bruce is just like, well, that page of the syllabus is gone. I had a whole plan for that, but he's like, there's nobody in there. You have no alter ego. You have no other subconscious trying to take over. And she's like, no, it's just me. I thought that whole part was absolutely hilarious. Like if you know me, like people who know me in real life, I like shows that write women characters properly without demeaning the men, a la Supergirl, Batgirl, those type of shows where in order to make the woman powerful and independent, they have to demean their men counterparts, and I think that's very bad writing. You can make a strong woman without demeaning the man in the woman show, and I think they did a very good job of that, of showing that yes, she's a prodigy, yes, she's learned a lot quicker than Bruce did throughout the Hulk thing, but that's because in her life in general, she's more of a centered human being. She, like she says, she's a woman, so she has to deal with all that BS that a man's world has to throw at her. So I think life in general prepared her for being a Hulk. And it didn't mean Bruce in no other way. Like they are both two equally strong characters, but they're coming from two different perspectives. And I very much enjoyed like seeing the training of her just like pretty much mastering everything. And even Bruce was like, "Is this jealousy I'm feeling? I think this is jealousy. Like he's jealous that she's mastered so quick, and it took him years." But I thought the dynamic was very cool. I thought their little jibes were very friendly and bantering. I like that. I love to see the Hulk training session montage thing they were going through. I thought that was pretty cool, and just to see them vibe and come to terms that she is a Hulk and that she has to deal with this, but she's not going to change her life in any other way. But life, as we see towards the end of the episode, with this random, I guess, supervillain burst into her court trial that she was having. Obviously life's gonna change it for her whether she likes it or not. But I like that she's like, I don't want to be a superhero. That is not my calling. I'm not the Hulk. I'm not Captain America. I'm not Iron Man. I don't want to be a superhero. I just want to be a lawyer and do justice as I see fit. And I enjoyed that. She's not jumping full on to be like a full blown superhero. Obviously, she's going to be a full blown superhero because she is the Hulk. But I very much enjoyed that she's basically saying, no, I'm gonna live my life as is. And Bruce is very against that because from experience he knows that just being the Hulk will change your life, which she will figure out down the line. But I'm glad that they will come to terms like he's like, you could live your life, you have your own path to walk. I thought that was pretty cool. All in all, I think the writing for this episode was very solid. I enjoyed the comedy. Unlike the last Thor movie, I think the comedy was quite proper, quite a proper amount in this first episode. Now, it couldn't change down the line, but I think based on where the show is going, I'm very optimistic about the quality of the show down the line. Like, obviously, if you see the trailers, you know that our boy Daredevil from the Marvel TV shows will be making his appearance. I believe he should be making his appearance in season 1. If he doesn't, season 2. But he definitely, I think, is going to come in season 1, and that's going to be quite interesting. I'm going to be quite interested to see how they do the whole TV verse and kind of mesh it together, because as we've seen in the other Marvel TV shows, other sections of Shield are very much interfering with this new world where superheroes are a very common thing. And the fact that she's a lawyer, I'm curious to see if she's going to defend. Obviously, we know she's going to defend the guy who played the Abomination in the first Hulk, but are there going to be other superheroes that we know from the other TV shows, from the comic books, that are going to appear besides Daredevil and Abomination? How is that going to meld into the overall MCU verse? But I'm very excited to see She-Hulk and her new adventures. I think she's an awesome character. Obviously, if you've seen Orphan Black, I love the actress. So I think she was fantastic. I think the people around her were fantastic. The only gripe I would have with this episode would probably be the villain at the end. Like, what was her purpose? Why did she just burst into that trial? I think we'll figure it out in the second episode. I hope. Like the Sicarian ship that dropped out of nowhere. Hulk says he's gonna deal with it later. I would like to know why the hell a Sicarian ship is dropping out of the sky to talk to Hulk or capture. Like, I don't know. There's some things that they just kind of wash away. But I guess it's not important to the storyline. If it's not important, whatever. My mind will delete it. But just a few teeny nitpicks of the first episode. But all in all, I liked it. I would have to agree with IGN's rating. I would give this definitely 8 out of 10 for the first episode. I watched another channel where I guess they got an early review of the first 4 episodes, and they said all 4 are pretty good. So I'm having high expectations for this show. Obviously, Endor was pushed back because She-Hulk was coming in and other shows are coming in. So, if they push back my Star Wars show Endor, this show has to be clean to fill my void until that Star Wars show comes in. But, let me know what you thought of She-Hulk episode 1 in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you think about She-Hulk and Bruce Banner and all their adventures so far in episode 1? Let me know in the comments below. I will respond to every comment. I will make that a priority to make this a small little community. So, let me know what you thought about this show in the comments below. And as always, I am your boy Hamid Mark, and this has been Hamtainment, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.